UFC career, Israel Adesanya is what he knew and thought he was, the best middleweight on planet Earth.
I remember everything like an elephant. And like I said, I was in the nosebleeds.
Again. Oh! Knockdown for Adesanya! Costa trying to recover!
It's a different kind of power, man. I mean,
my God.
He just starches people. And so
Good because he's...
Oh! That's what we're talking about. That's it.
Oh, that is gorgeous. It is all over.
Big, that hurt bad. He wants that knockout, though. That's what he was looking for, is that KO.
Oh,
it's over. That's it. That's it.
Oh, wow! Burns thought he had it won. Maia has recovered. Now Gilbert Burns has...
Kicking Ellenberger looking for the takedown.
Ellenberger got his foot stuck in the
caught in the fence.
Herb Dean stopping the fight. I don't think it... Oh! Another knockdown for Gamebred. Cerrone in a world of trouble here. Masvidal working the power shot. Any chance they get. The fight clock is brought to you by Modelo. One of the greatest knockouts you'll ever see.
Welcome to MMA Fight Predictor. Today we are covering UFC 287 from Miami, Florida. Just so everyone knows, early prelims start at 6, prelims start at 8, and the main card starts at 10. Main event is Adesanya versus Pereira. Great card. Love it, love it, love it. A few fights have been canceled off this card, which is unfortunate, but still overall a very good card. Just to recap, from UFC 286, I went 3-3, and you went...
I went 4-1-1.
4-1-1. So that puts our overall records at, I'm at 10-4 and he's at 9-3-1. And I'm feeling really good about this card. Starting off, I like the very first fight of the night. Jacqueline Omorum is what I'm going to go with. She's 6-0. This is her very first UFC fight. She is 5 of her 6 wins are submission, and her other one is, I think, a knockout. But anyway, she's fighting Sam Hughes. Best line I found was -245 at DraftKings. I just think she's going to go in there and submit Hughes or whatever she's got to do to get the win. -245. Really love this fight. That is the only early prelim that I have. I think you've got one early prelim.
It might be on a prelim card, but
Okay.
early prelim.
Whatever.
It's that the fight that you spoke of. I don't have any opinions on. So what we try to do is just the ones we don't have together or have opinions on. We discuss first, and then I believe it or not, I think all the other fights.
Right.
We've either picked one way or the other. So. Which is kind of unusual. By the way, guys, we don't rehearse this. We don't even know who we pick until we sit down to record. So
Right.
We don't talk about this prior. So the fight I have here is Cynthia Calvillo over Lupi Godonez. This was a lean, but I had a fight canceled, so I went ahead and made an official pick here. Calvillo is a wrestler for the main part. She doesn't have very good hands. Godinez is a solid fighter, but I think I'm going to go with the UFC experience here and take Calvillo. I'm pretty sure this is going to be a decision by ground control or just overall control in general. Calvillo is a really solid wrestler, and I think that's where this fight's going to play out. So my first pick for the card is Calvillo by decision.
All right. So, like he was saying, we each got 7 picks for this card. 6 of them all include the same fight. I think we vary on 2 of them, I believe, which are actually the next 2 I think we're going to talk about. So early prelims, whatever. Who do we got here? Pinheiro versus Watterson. I like Watterson minus 165 on DraftKings. And also, a side note, for odds, I found a good website. It's called oddstrader.com. If you go on there, very easy to navigate. It tells you the best line on every fighter, either plus money or minus money, and it comes from about 12 different major betting websites. So, very good tool.
I think you took the opposite fighter. You said Watterson.
Oh, I was saying
Pinheiro
versus Watterson.
Pinheiro.
I have Pinheiro versus Watterson.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, I like Pinheiro. What's her record here? She's rolling. I know that. I know she's good. I think Watterson's lost 2 in a row. Pinheiro's 10-1. Her last fight, she's coming off a victory. I believe the fight before that she lost. But Watterson's coming off of 2 losses, I believe. So I like Pinheiro. She's only minus 165. Good value, I feel like. Watterson's getting up there in age a little bit. Pinheiro's, I think, 28 or 30. I can't exactly remember. But I like Pinheiro. I know you don't.
Yeah, this is one of the fights that I have a different opinion on. Actually, in this fight, something that you'll realize for me in a lot of cases is I like to take experience in some fights unless there's a major discrepancy in a certain skill set that's going to, take out that experience factor. But I have Michelle Watterson in this fight. Her dynamic striking, I believe, is probably going to dictate this, and she does have some decent takedown defense here. And the fight IQ as far as UFC fights and the bigger stage, where Pinheiro hasn't been around in the UFC very long, I really like the fight IQ that she possesses. So I think that Michelle Watterson prevails in this fight. I'm going to say a unanimous decision, but it could be possible in a later round where Michelle Watterson catches her with one of those high kicks to the head, which she is pretty famous for. But we'll see how this one plays out. This is one that we do not agree on, but hey, that's how we roll. And Michelle Watterson here, unanimous decision. See how it plays out. Hopefully the experience holds up on my end, but good luck to you as well, Drew.
Yep. I was actually wrong on Pinheiro. She hasn't lost a fight in 6 years, so I think she's in good. This is her fourth UFC fight, so
and that's a good win here against Randa Marcos.
Right. So I like this girl. Anyway, next fight, Chris Curtis versus Kevin Gastelum. I like Chris Curtis here. His last fight, he's coming off a win. Gastelum's coming off 2 losses in a row, and he hasn't fought in a long time. Chris Curtis, best odds I found was plus 110 on DraftKings again. You get plus money here. I think you got to roll with Chris Curtis.
Yeah, the second and last fight that we disagree on, I think, just looking over, peeking at his picks here, I think this is the last fight that we actually disagree on.
Yeah.
And once again, I'm definitely going with experience here. Gastelum has been in with the best of the best in the UFC. He's only lost to the best of the best. And the experience is going to play a part in this fight. His IQ as well. He's well-rounded, solid wrestler, pretty good striker. As he showed against Adesanya, one of the best strikers in the UFC. And even though he lost that fight, that was a war. So my pick on this is, once again, it's going to be a decision or a very late stoppage in this fight. Chris Curtis is very durable, and I like the guy. I love his fighting style. But Gastelum does have a high output, and that's why I think it's going to be a decision. I think Curtis is... I think he has good stamina, and like I said, he's a durable guy, so I think he'll last the full 3 rounds. Gastelum by decision.
Gastelum has lost 5 of his last 6 fights. Keep that in mind. And he hasn't fought since August 21st of 21, so...
Yeah, he's
had a layoff.
He's had a long layoff, but he has lost to the best of the best. So.
All right. On to the main card. We've got 4 of the 5 main card fights for you. We agree on all 4 of them. Starting off, Raul Rosas Jr. versus Christian Rodriguez. I'm getting on the Roses train here. Minus 230 on DraftKings best line. Kid's 18. The Rodriguez guy's not bad, but I think UFC's riding this Roses kid, and I'm going to go ahead and get on the train. Who knows? He bought his mom a minivan after the last fight with the money that he won. I'm curious what he'll bet this time.
Yeah.
What he'll buy this time.
Yeah. Maybe he'll buy his own self a car.
Maybe he'll maybe he might get his license now at 18.
Yeah. He was discussing that last fight. Talking about buying cars and getting licenses. The guy's pretty down to earth and got his head together, it looks like. So some fighters in his position just go out and blow the money on jewelry and shoes and clothes, and at least he's doing the right things at a young age. So.
Yeah, he got his mom a minivan. How cool is that?
No, I think it's awesome, man. Take care of the person that took care of you for all your life.
Exactly.
So, I got Raul Rosas Jr. too. This guy's pretty dynamic. Rodriguez, in my opinion, it's not the step up I thought Rosas Jr. was going to get here. I really thought they were going to give him something just a little better, considering that Rosas Jr. stopped the guy in the first fight 2.5 minutes into the first round. This guy's really dynamic. He's really good striker, but he is known for his ground game. The guy has 5 or 6 submissions and 1 KO. It's 5 submissions, 1 KO, and 1 decision, I believe. His skill set at his age and his, I don't think I've ever said this and probably never will again, his fight IQ for his age is outstanding. This guy must have been training coming out of the womb. He must have been throwing kicks and choking people out at 1-year-old. So, I see this ending by submission in the second round. I don't see this going the distance. Rodriguez is pretty dynamic as well. I think he's going to try and push the pace, but Rosas is going to catch him. And it's probably going to be a rear naked or maybe even an anaconda choke by Rosas. He loves these chokes.
Interesting.
So, like I said, I wish he had a bigger step up, but I think after this fight, if he finishes this within 2, like I think he will, I think they're going to put him up somewhere in that top 15 range and see what he's really made of.
Yeah.
But, I think this is a no-brainer in my opinion.
It's minus 230, too. That's good value on him.
Yeah, that's pretty good value on him because of what he's shown so far. But I don't think you're going to get minus 230 anymore after this fight if he cleans this guy's clock. I think 230 is probably the lowest odds you're going to see on this guy for a long time.
All right. Next fight, we have Rob Fott against Adrian Yanez. I'm all over Yanez here, man. Minus 175 on points bets, the best line I found. Yanez is rolling. He's overall he's 16-3. I don't even know what he's on a big win streak. Big step up in competition here for him against Font. Font's lost a couple in a row.
He's been out about a year, too.
Yeah, and he hasn't fought in a while. And he's getting old, man. Rob Font's older. Yanez is a younger guy. Minus 175, great value once again. I'm all over Yanez.
Yeah, once like he said, Yanez, it's a big step up in competition. That's exactly what I have here. But I believe this is the right time for him to step up. He's actually had a few fights, and he's looking really, really good. Normally I take experience in this situation, like I said just a few minutes ago. But in this particular case with Yanez and the way he has performed against lower class competition, I think it's just the right time for him to step up. I believe this will be a decision. Once again, Font is durable, and he has the goods to be in there and could make it pretty competitive. I could see this being a 29-28 decision, but a 30-27 isn't out of the question. So, both of us is on the Yanez train. And
it's a good train to get on.
Yeah. And we all know how these Mexican fighters are, man. They bring it, and they got a chin for days. So, Yanez is both of our picks here. And, to your next fight there, Drew.
On to the next. We're getting down to the co-main event here. You got to take Gilbert Burns here. I know the line is steep. Obviously, don't 475 points bet. Don't lay 475 to 100, but throw Burns into all your parlays. This could be a very quick fight. Masvidal is the most overrated fighter in the UFC by far. I think this guy's famous because he knocked a guy out in 5 seconds with a head kick or something.
A flying knee.
A flying knee. I think that's the only reason this guy's relevant.
Well, and then he beat, Nate Diaz with that BMF belt.
No, cool. Wow,
Yeah,
how cool.
yeah.
Anyway, the dude ain't won a fight in 5 years. Did you know that?
Pretty much, yeah.
5 years since he's won a fight. He's 38 years old.
He did win one outside the ring, though.
Oh, he did win
The street fight. He did win that one. So.
what they call that fight, the King of Miami or whatever.
Yeah. It wasn't much of a fight. It was like a 2-piece and no soda there.
Okay, I lied. I just looked him up. It ain't been 5 years. It's been 4 years. Diaz was his last win, November 2nd of 2019. Masvidal's horrible. There's a reason Burns is minus 475. Burns is a dog. And he's going to come out Saturday. I don't care that the fight is in Miami, yada, yada, yada. Masvidal's been promoting boxing fights at this point. I think he's just trying to get it, I think he's trying to show up to UFC and say, hey, I got this boxing thing going on. That's cool. But Burns is going to whoop this guy. I wouldn't be surprised if he ended it in the first round. Minus 475, put him in every parlay. Easy money.
Yeah, I do think this will be an exciting fight because one thing for sure is Masvidal does bring it. He does like to go in there and throw his hands. I really wish this was a 5-round fight because, they are both exciting. But like he said, it's quite possible this isn't going the distance anyway.
Yeah.
Masvidal's been, facing legal trouble, for the attack on Colby Covington out in the street. And going through some other things. He's promoting his boxing. And I heard just yesterday, today's Monday, so on Sunday, I just heard that Masvidal said if he loses this fight, he's probably going to retire.
Woo!
And when you start talking retirement and you got one foot outside the door,
you're out.
You normally don't perform very well.
Yeah.
So, I like Burns here. He's so well-rounded. His ground game is unbelievable. Masvidal has got better takedown defense now. Colby did have to work for those takedowns that he did get. But Burns has some good power on the feet. Mm-hmm. And he catches him with one of these hooks, he could put him out. As we have seen in the past with Masvidal, he's had his lights put out a couple times. But, man, I'm seeing a finish in the 3rd round probably. I mean, Masvidal's just durable enough to get there. But this could be a KO or a submission. I'm leaning toward the submission. If it goes to a decision, it's going to be probably a wipeout 30-27. So, yeah, we're both on the Burns train here. Like he said, use him in all the parlays. I don't see any reason to put that kind of money on such a heavy favorite as a single fight pick. I would key him in every parlay that you have, though. And I think it's time for the main event, Drew. What you got?
Main event. Adesanya against Pereira. Going to be another exciting fight, I think. I'm taking Adesanya minus 140 on DraftKings is the best line I found. Man, it's do or die for Adesanya. I mean, he can't get past this guy, and it's just like if he loses this, what's next? I don't know. I consider Adesanya probably the second best middleweight to ever fight. The guy's not terribly old still. It's now or never, man. And at minus 140, I don't know if you've ever been able to get Adesanya at minus 140. I don't think that's ever even existed. So take it while you can get it.
Yeah, I mean, just because Pereira knocked him out in the last fight, I mean, that was a Hail Mary, basically, just like the last kickboxing fight they had. Once again, another Hail Mary, and he come out and got the job done. Not lucky by any means, but definitely went in there, and had to go into the flames to get these 2 last wins. And Adesanya was up on both fights. So anything that you need to finish up on this fight before I get into it?
No, go ahead, man. Just take Adesanya. I'm just taking Adesanya because it feels like the right pick. Minus 140. I don't think you can
and those odds, I agree. You're not going to get those odds on him very often, if at all.
Ever.
I think it is a tough fight to call only because Pereira, I mean, sometimes a fighter just has the other guy's number. but he's had to run into the flames in both fights that he stopped him in. In the first kickboxing match, everybody thought Adesanya won that by decision, but Pereira got the decision. Also, I think the only thing that Israel Adesanya has to do this time is not take it easy in those late rounds and just fight the way he fought the entire fight.
Yeah.
There's no reason to change what's working in a fight. And I believe that's how he got stopped. He kind of got relaxed and, hey, I got this fight won, and a couple minutes left on the clock, and just laid back and just thought he had it in the bag. He did, but I think he needs to keep the pressure on this time. I'll tell you, Izzy had Alex hurt in both of the last fights. He rocked him hard early in the fight in the UFC. And if it wasn't for the end of the round, he would have finished him right there. So this fight very easily could have ended for Adesanya in that first fight because he had him really hurt. And I think it's going to be a decision here. I don't see a finish unless it's very early. If there's a finish, I think it's going to be within a round and a half, while Adesanya is nice and fresh. And if it is a late finish, unfortunately, it's probably going to be Pereira. But I just don't see it this time. I think Adesanya's got his head together now. And
gets it done.
I think he gets it done this time. It's going to be an exciting fight. Probably has a chance for a fight of the night.
Yeah.
Who knows? Adesanya, both of our picks this time in the main event. I think we need to continue with our winning ways. And, man, what a card.
What
I'm
a
so
card.
excited
Great
for this
card.
card.
I know it's going to be fun.
So many exciting fights, exciting fighters, big names, up-and-comers. This card has it all.
This is a good card.
And I just cannot wait for it, to be honest with you. Drew, how about your parlays or lock of the nights?
All right.
Shots?
Hey, lock of the night. Give me Gilbert Burns. Minus 475, but if I'm not a big fan of using the word lock, but if there ever was one, Gilbert Burns is here to give it to you. Parlay. Also, these are my picks for the whole night. Recap them real quick. Adesanya, Burns, Giannis, Roses Jr., Curtis, Pinchero, and Amorman. I don't know. Whatever. Anyway, my parlay I did on DraftKings. I got Amorim, Yanez, and Burns at plus 165.
All right. And my parlay for the night, I had to change this up because I had Barnett officially on my parlay, and he had to pull out of the fight, and they got a new dance partner there for, what's his name? Chase Sherman, which I think, now that I see the guy he's fighting, I think Sherman's going to lose that fight now. But he was going to lose anyway, in my opinion. But my parlay here, I got Rosas Jr., Michelle Watterson, Kelvin Gastelum. It's a plus 510 for that parlay. I like it for the money. And, hey, we'll see what happens. I do have a long shot pick on this card, actually, and that's Cynthia Calvillo. It was a last-minute add to my official picks because of the Barnett fight. Isn't happening with Barnett anyway. So I added her in. She's plus 225. So if you like a dog and you want to win a little money, I think, like I said, she's going to kind of be a hump fest here. And my lock of the night, just like Drew says, we don't really like using that word lock. But I'm going to go with the hype train here. I think Rosas Jr. is lock of the night here.
I like it.
And it's a little better money line than the obvious lock of the night, in my opinion, as well. But I want to give you all a little bit better chance to make a little more money without putting up so much. So Rosas Jr. lock of the night. Rosas Jr., Watterson, Gastelum on the parlay, and the long shot pick for this fight card is Cynthia Calvillo. Let's go.
Perfect. We're excited if you can't tell. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, comment. Let us know if we're wrong, if you have different opinions here, because we don't really know at all. We don't really know.
I'm surprised the channel hasn't taken off. Not many people's watched it, and man, I mean, 10-4, 9-3-1. Pretty solid records on fight picks, man. We're making money.
Yeah.
And hopefully this catches on and people see that we're, picking fights and doing well and making them money as well.
Yep. And after this weekend, I should be 17-4.
Well, that means I'm going to lose a couple fights because you're 17-4. I'm gonna be two losses.
You can still go 5-2.
Yeah,
There's nothing wrong with that.
Hey, we might both go 6-1 now.
Yeah,
so
I'll take.
yeah, we'll
fine.
take the 6-1 each.
We'll both take some 6-1s. Yeah. No shame in that.
Yeah, but man, like we both said, man, this fight card has it all. Up and comers, experience, big names, exciting fights, good matchups, championship fight. Hey, 287, man, is gonna be a banger in Miami. Crowd's gonna be wild, and I just can't wait. It's probably the best card of the year so far for sure, and maybe the best card of the year going forward. We'll see.
We shall see.
But you guys, like he said, like, comment, subscribe. Tell us what you think down in the comments about this main event. I see it's probably about 50-50 from what I've seen.
Yeah.
And man, we're excited. I'm lost for words. Had a rough couple of weeks, but man, this has got me pumped now. So thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate it. And hey, keep picking the fights. I hope we're making you money because we're making money and we're loving it. Take it easy. See you next time.